When a formal business model arrives in an entirely informal, traditional local economy, the resulting friction exposes vulnerabilities in both systems. Take the incumbent, a successful local food stall run by a man named Mithu. His model relies on social capital. During a past drought, Mithu fed the community for free, and that goodwill translates to a packed establishment every single day. However, he operates with zero formal hygiene standards. Then, look at the disruptor. Arjun, a city-educated entrepreneur, uses a bank loan to build a modern restaurant with a diverse menu and proper procedures. But he lacks community trust. No one in the village knows him, and no one feels a social obligation to eat his food. This creates a stark operational contrast. Mithu's traditional stall is overflowing with customers, despite visibly unsanitary cooking practices. Right next door, Arjun sits in a pristine, empty restaurant, dodging calls from the bank about his missed loan payments. This matrix maps the core paradox, comparing community trust against regulatory compliance. The incumbent lands top left. Massive local loyalty, but a total lack of standards makes his operation structurally weak. The disruptor lands bottom right. With high compliance, but no local buy-in, he cannot service his debt. Operating at either extreme creates a false sense of security. The incumbent assumes his popularity protects him from the law, while the disruptor assumes his superior product guarantees him customers. Both are now exposed to a sudden market shock. That shock is triggered by Lalan, a villager whose own dhaba failed years ago. He decides to weaponize the incumbent's operational ignorance by filing an anonymous complaint. He contacts the FSSAI, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. This is the government body responsible for bringing unregulated food vendors into a formal legal framework. This compliance checklist shows exactly where the traditional model fails. The inspectors arrive to find no proper ventilation, food handled with bare hands, and absolutely no official FSSAI licensing on record. The reaction is absolute. The authorities seal the premises, instantly shutting down the village's most trusted food supplier. The shutdown proves that community goodwill cannot override the legal necessity of regulatory compliance. The village misinterprets the raid, assuming the entrepreneur orchestrated the shutdown to eliminate his only rival. Driven by loyalty to Mithu, the locals form a mob and march on the modern restaurant, physically dismantling the facility. The fallout leaves Arjun with a destroyed building and a ticking clock on a bank loan he has no way to repay. Meanwhile, Mithu remains legally paralyzed. His property is locked by the state, cutting off his only source of income. By misdiagnosing a regulatory enforcement as a personal attack, the community sabotaged its own market. Both the traditional and modern businesses are ruined. The tension breaks when one of Mithu's own staff reveals that Lalan had been actively eavesdropping on both owners. When the Sarpanch confronts him, Lalan slips up, mentioning specific details about the health inspector's report that only the informant could have known. The crowd's hostility redirects toward him, as the village realizes both owners were exploited. With the informant exposed, the Sarpanch steps in to address the wreckage. He points out that while Mithu has the customers but no legal kitchen, Arjun has the legal license but a ruined building and no patrons. This chart shows the path to recovery through a merger. Mithu provides capital for repairs and his standing as a community leader. Arjun provides FSSAI compliance knowledge and modern hygiene systems to satisfy inspectors. By combining these assets, the new entity resolves the fatal flaws of both individual models, moving into the quadrant of high community integration and high operational standards. The takeaway is clear. Long-term market resilience is found by integrating the established social capital of a local institution with the rigorous operational systems required by a modern regulatory landscape.